funniest comedians out here, but I got to do it to your ass and me looking like an extra in the Shawshank Redemption movie. You got that same hairstyle as dude from Tales from the Hood at the end of the movie. You look like El Chapo's second cousin El Gato like shit. You look like Claude and Ray from Life like shit. Always Sherman Hemsley looking ass you would.
One, boom.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, this is another funny podcast, episode 3.
Hey.
It's October 22nd. Yes, I'm using a massage gun to start the episode. My arms are sore. I don't care. Nah says that it didn't look like I had money in the background of my
You got a whole background
of the podcast.
You got a whole,
Why?
You got whole foliage. You got foliage in the background. Like that costs money. That's not no free shit. You ain't go back in your neighbor's shit and pluck the shit and then just plop it down. Like, nah, bro. Like it looked like you been had money.
Because
it looked like you been had money. That's why
plant.
I got whatever little joint I got in the background. I was like, it don't look too boring for me. I gotta.
I don't know what about the plant makes it look like I got money, but
nah,
it wasn't this big when I got it. Trust me. And as a matter of fact, it's getting out of hand. To be honest,
have you or have you not spent how much? I'm not gonna ask you expressly how much, but have you spent over or under $100 for that plant since you've got it? Over.
Maybe yeah, probably close, probably like around 100 because the pot is probably like $60 or $70, and then a bag of dirt
outside of the pot.
Oh nah, then what do I need to buy? What do I need to spend money on it for?
Well, never mind.
The water's free.
Never mind.
Well, yeah, I don't pay water bill, so the water's free.
Damn.
And then dirt, I gotta buy a bag of dirt. That's probably like $10 for a big ass bag of dirt. That ain't much.
Man, I'm not like
the maintenance. Right. That's all it is. It just take time. You know, you got to remember to water them because I got one over here that keep losing leaves because I be forgetting to water it since I brought it inside.
But you've been a plant dad for some years now. Let's say
like
that.
3 years.
It's been a minute. So me jumping into some plant life and just put some plants in the background. That ain't the same. But buy a plant from Home Depot and put it in the background. It's not the same. You be on some rescue.
Literally buy a plant from Home Depot.
No, you be on rescue missions. No, you be on rescue missions. You be on rescue missions.
This plant is like a year old.
No.
So like I bought it last year and it just.
You bought it when it was dying, son.
Probably. I can't remember. I do buy a lot of plants.
Yes.
I do buy plants. They die, some don't. You know.
Come on.
Some plants die. All my plants don't make it. Trust me. All my plants do not make it. I told you I got one right now that's losing leaves right now, bro. I got to figure out what's happening.
Oh man.
But yeah, that
What you think about Jamaica making that move for violent music?
Yeah, that's our first topic today. Jamaica bans music glorifying crime, music and TV glorifying crime. Really not much of an intro there. That's straight to the topic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as far I don't know, man. Like to me, it's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a bus pipe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the issue. If music and TV is the issue, I feel like, you know, that's the culture. People are going to talk about what they see in their neighborhood or whatever. I feel like if you really want to get into it and fix the problem, then you might want to actually get on the ground and figure out what's going in the neighborhood to make these artists make TV and music about crime and everything.
Yeah.
It might be good temporarily. I don't know. Maybe good for the long run. I doubt it for that one, but also it's only it's I don't know about how the streaming is out there, but it's only on the radio and like you could do Spotify, so they're not banning it on there. So I don't know how much that's gonna do, but
my thing is I have 2 questions. Who is controlling the violence level that the music is radiated at, but also who is listening to the radio these days? Cause I haven't seen it. Most people have Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever kind of streaming. So most things are streaming services.
Right,
So
right,
the
right.
radio is very rare these days. So
I,
I don't know who even listening to it on top of that, but I kind of like the fact that, because for me, in my opinion, violence in the black community is very much perpetuated by violent music, and it just feels like a violent cycle, like a just a cycle that's just constantly perpetuated, because you hear the music is violent, you want to enact it, but you see the violence around you, and
mm-hmm.
so you don't have a choice but to be in it. And then let's say you're artistically inclined, so you want to do the music as well. So it just feels like a constant cycle. And I feel like censoring the music is not enough, because who is in charge of censoring that music, really?
Right. I remember at one point in time, like Jamaica had like the highest crime rate in the Caribbean, within the Caribbean
Mm,
countries and everything. So it's
mhm.
like, I don't think just if fixing the crime is the goal, I don't think banning the music is, or and TV is
It's
gonna
not
help
enough.
that. You feel me? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't see how that's gonna help it.
Mm-mm.
Especially like we both said, nobody's really listening to radio anymore. Everybody's streaming
Mhm.
and stuff. And I would assume that it's not gonna ban the TV episodes that they could stream on different streaming services. So it's like, what are we getting at here? I feel like it's similar to the topic that we're gonna get after yours. It's a
Mm.
step in the right direction,
But it's
but it's
not the
just a step. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you might
yeah.
need a little bit more than that step right there.
But
You feel
that
me? But
it's just
it's
one
a step, I
step.
guess. It's a step.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
we need probably more than that. If fixing the violence in the community is the goal, you're probably gonna need more than just banning the music and
Yeah.
TV. Probably that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. But yeah, what you got? What's your topic? What you
So
got?
I saw recently that Biden has decided to excuse people that have already been charged and are in jail for marijuana related charges.
Right, right,
And
right,
I
right.
love it. I love it. I've been seeing all types of stuff on Twitter and social media talking about, oh, it's new on the scene, and it's new niggas out here, and I'm like, outside of that, that is a big step. That's a big step. That's a big step, because it shows me that Biden is actually serious about doing whatever he said for black communities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're doing the college loans, the school loans. You're now releasing people for sentences that are now legal. That's a thing. It's a thing, and I like it. I dig it. I dig it. What do you
Right.
think about it?
Um, I think it's election time, and I think he's trying to get the
Ha!
Democrats elected again.
Yeah.
But it's a good. I
That's
mean,
true.
like I said before, it's a step in the right direction. But I'm really big on prison reform. Really, really big on that. So I think it's a step in the right direction, but it's just a step. Like, it's a lot more people that's in jail for other nonviolent crimes, and
Mhm.
also it's only banned on the federal level because Biden is the president, so he can't do it on the state level. So, um, it's not a lot of people that's locked up in the federal penitentiary for marijuana. You feel me? Like most of those
Yeah.
people are on state
Yeah.
levels. He did plead to governors on state levels to do the same. I'm hoping that they do. That'll be a really big step. A step though, just a step now,
I
but that'll be a really
mean,
big step. But we know that governors in certain states, I'm not going to say what states those are, but governors in certain states probably not going to do that. Some states might. A lot of states, I don't know if any have. I know some states have decriminalized marijuana in their in their state. We are one of them. Maryland being one of them. But I don't know if I don't think they freed any inmates that were locked up for marijuana charges. But it's a step. Maybe some, like I said, maybe some governors will see that what he did and be like, okay, Biden did it. Everybody that's locked up for marijuana in this state is free too,
I
and be like,
feel
okay,
like it's a kind of follow suit kind of thing. Like there are governors and there are mayors who want to vote and make things happen the way they see fit, but once you see the president do it, I feel like it's this whole kind of follow suit thing that is sorry, that is different. And I don't know because I can't say it will be all of them because a lot of people really, really hate Biden. Like,
yeah, that's the
really
thing.
hate Biden.
That's the
And
thing. And a lot of them don't, a lot of politicians don't really want to free people. And that's not really the
exactly.
goal for real, for real.
Nah, their thing is once you lock them up, they want them there forever. And so that's
And
why
some people don't really think marijuana should be decriminalized at that. You
I,
feel me?
I feel like once something is legalized, release the people who have previously been arrested for it.
But
Let's
everybody
say,
don't want to
let's
legalize. Like
say
it's people out here fighting the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah. But
me?
let's say
It's people
meth.
that got time to
Let's
do
say let's
that.
say meth was legalized tomorrow.
What?
I don't.
What was
Let's
legalized tomorrow?
meth.
Oh
Let's
no,
say
no, no,
meth.
no. Let's not.
Let's say methamphetamine.
No,
Meth.
no, no, no.
Meth amphibian. Let's say meth.
Methamphetamine. Let me say that for you. Methamphetamine.
I was just joking. Nah. But let's say methamphetamine
uh,
was made legal tomorrow and they decided to release all of those prisoners, right?
hmm
I wouldn't agree with it, but legally, if you make something legal, I feel like you should release the people, especially when it comes to marijuana. If most of the people are black and brown people, and that is how you got them in your prison system to begin with. They need
Right.
to be released.
It
Yeah,
should be like that, but that's we got a federal level and we got a state level. So
that's true.
whoever's locked up on
That's
the federal
true.
level, they'll get the benefit from what Biden
Yeah.
did. Those people that's locked up on the state level, hopefully your governor in your state follows suit. um,
Ah,
which he should.
I
I
don't know.
mean,
It's crazy in Georgia right now.
it's not
I
legal out there, is it?
no, it's not legal. But I
It's not
also
decriminalized
it's
either.
but it's no, it's not. It is completely illegal out in
But
Georgia
people,
right now.
the
But
cops just got better shit to do.
I'm not about to snitch on my fellow Georgians, but it is completely illegal. Weed is very illegal out here. But what I will say is there are two black men running against each other in the primaries and it splits the vote. And not to say that I don't like to see black people running against each other and getting involved in politics and running and being put on the ballot. I'm just not a fan of us being used as pawns. If you're
hmm
gonna be a black person and you're gonna be or a person of color and you're gonna be on the ballot, do what you believe in, not what people want to buy you out for. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right. Who are the candidates? Well, it's
All
Herschel. Is
right,
that's Herschel Walker, right?
Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock.
hmm
And I did vote for Raphael Warnock beforehand. And I'm not gonna say I've been the happiest for him, but at the same time, Herschel Walker is so far right wing. It's not even funny. Like this man has been talking about like uh rape case, abortions, and all of these things, and it's like, why would anybody want to vote for you outside of a white man,
hmm
outside of a man? Period. And I can't understand it because they're both doing heavy smear campaigns. Like they done did some really dirty shit, like get ex-wives and kids from past marriages come on board, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. But I I'm not gonna get on here and tell y'all whom I vote for, but I am disappointed that there are two black men not both actively fighting for black rights and causes. I will say that.
Um, I'm not familiar. Well, I'm familiar with Herschel Walker just because I feel like he's a bad individual.
Mm,
Like I don't think anything good about Herschel Walker. I think he's a bad person. He has illegitimate children. He's a
mm,
liar. Um,
mm.
so I don't think he's a
How
good
you
person.
how you get on stage and say you used to be a FBI agent or you used to like work in the military and you never did? You were in the NFL. Just say that. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, I do know of his football career. But yeah, I don't. From what I know of Herschel Walker, he's not a good person. I don't think he would be a good politician. I can't vote in Georgia. I live in Maryland. I can't vote in Georgia, so Georgians don't take this advice. um, I can't vote. I can't vote in Georgia, but yeah, I don't think Herschel Walker is a good person. Um, I'm not familiar with Raphael Warnock. Is that the name?
Warnock, yeah,
Warnock. I'm not
Warnock.
familiar with that person or their
He's better.
policies or anything like that.
He is better
But
than Herschel Walker. I will say that he is 100%. He's a lot better than Herschel Walker. I will say that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like I don't. I feel, but as far as I feel like as far as two black men running I don't see a problem because see the thing is it's a multitude of issues that need to be fixed within our community.
Hmm.
Okay, I feel
It
like it's a
is.
multitude of issues that need to be fixed, and to fix those issues, I don't feel like we gonna agree all the time on everything. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
it's black people that
yeah.
agree with both sides. You feel me? Like if you look at Herschel Walker's rallies or whatever, it's black people that's out there that agree with him. And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if you look at Raphael Warnock's rallies or whatever, it's black people out there that agrees with him. But somebody's got to win, and then somehow we got to meet in the middle to make it work for all of us. You feel me?
Oh no,
Like
the
we
whole
not, and nobody's gonna win 100%.
you
Somewhere,
right.
somehow, we got to meet in the middle. You
You
know what I'm
right.
saying? Or
You
it's got to
right.
be a compromise. Somewhere we got to compromise to make it work for everybody.
I
I
guess
like the competition though. I love to compete. I'm a competitor.
it
I
is.
love the competition.
Yeah.
Love it.
I guess my big thing with this whole race, especially towards November elections, is most of what you want is subjective. It is based on what you want as a person. So somebody else trying to tell you what you want, that is it doesn't work for me. So somebody else coming on the TV or even coming up to me and be like, "You want this, don't you?" You don't know me. You don't know me at all, actually.
Right.
So I don't know. That brings me to our next topic. What you think? Have you heard of Coach Stormy? What you
I
think about
didn't.
the
I had
low
not.
vibrational plates?
I had okay. So I'm real. I'm real picky with my social media. Like I guess I don't know how to put it. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm real picky with my social media. I mute and block shit real quickly. So as
Hey,
soon as as
you
soon as I
got
started hearing
to,
that low vibrational shit, I muted it.
man.
So I'm not aware. I was not aware of this coach Stormy. Right.
Mhm.
I was not aware of her until you sent me the topic.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
looked at the video. But yeah. So what is it? What's going on with that? What's that about?
I I don't know 100%. I can't give you 100% look into what she's thinking, but as far as I know, this is a lady who sells teas, and then she has people that she has signed up to help her sell the teas that also sell the teas themselves. So she has made people millionaires and multimillionaires. But what she really became famous for recently was she had a retreat, and I don't know how much it cost, but she hosted a retreat,
Mhm.
and her and a lady, it was a lady that came on camera. They got food from the same place. They didn't go to any different vendors. It was the same place, and the lady just got a little bit more food than she did, and she was like, "Oh, this is a low vibrational plate," and she eating off her plate, sucking off her nails, and pointing in this lady's plate as she talking. I was like, the germaphobe in me is grossed out. Like I don't want no parts of it at all. So my thing is, when it comes to low vibrational, when it comes to that whole thing, what do you think about Coach Stormy? What do you think about the low vibrational, high value, all of that? All of that. What do you think?
I think she was real rude in that video to start it off. That was super rude and of her
Man,
to even be talking to somebody like that. But as far as low vibrational, high value, I don't know, man. At best I could say is do what makes you happy, man. Like find a person, surround yourself with people that make you happy.
yeah.
Find somebody that makes you happy, find somebody that loves you. I don't know if that person is high vibration. I don't know if that person is low vibration. I don't know if that person is high value, low value, high maintenance, alpha, beta, sigma,
Not
omega,
stigma.
kappa, aka delta. I don't know what this
Woo
person may
woo.
be, but find them, bruh, and stop bitching about it on social media. All right, that's what you need to do.
Man, for real. Cause
Okay,
like
shit.
let's be honest, all of that is subjective. Like whatever is high value, low value, alpha, beta, whatever the case may be, it is based on what you think for
Right,
your own life. So
correct.
I'm not about to come to some. I'm not. If it is given female Kevin Samuels for me, so I'm not about to call in the Kevin Samuels or this Stormy chick and tell her, what do you think is high vibrational? What do you think is high value for my life? Only I can decide that.
Right.
So I just didn't like the fact that she's coming at somebody else and talking about her plate like that, like to food? Food?
Yeah, and that's the thing in the video.
Like,
When I first saw it, I was like, okay, so what's low vibe?
hey,
Because she has more food on her plate than you have. And I'm sitting there like, okay, how I know that you didn't just eat a bunch of food before? You feel me? Like she sat
right.
down and now your plate just half
You would
empty and her
never
plate full. Like
know.
it's so like that shit taken so far out of context. You know what I'm saying? Like what's
Bruh.
happening here? I had so many questions when watching that video. Like what's happening here? Like
It's
what
so
is low
much.
vibrational? So if she would have put half of that food on one plate and then just made 2 trips, would
And
that
like
have been a low,
waited,
like
right. If
would
she
that have been low
waited to
vibration?
go
I don't
get a second
understand, you know
plate,
what I'm saying? Like,
is that still a queen's plate or is it still a hood rat's plate? I don't
man,
I don't
eat
know.
eat what you want to eat and
Bruh,
feel how you want to feel for real.
please.
And yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what you
Cause
got. That's what I gotta
my
say about
thing
that.
is that whole high value, low vibrational shit. There is somebody out here to love you, period. Even if somebody wants to be on some fat phobic shit and say that they hate fat people. I love big bitches. I do. I do. I love. Give me all the roles. Like I spit on my face. Oh, I'ma kill you. Then I might die. If he die, he die. It's okay.
Your
Like it's
DM's about to be crazy.
and that's okay. I'm here for
Your
it. But
DM's
it's
about to go crazy. They about to go super crazy. That's wild.
but
DM's going nuts.
but look, it's always people for you. It's
Hey,
always people for you. If whatever you into, if you into anime, I like anime. You like anime, which brings us to our next.
right. Speaking of big women, I'm not gonna call them what you call them. Speaking of big women,
I you're
you
right.
got
I'm
the right.
sorry.
You got the
You're
right to
right.
call them women. Y'all do that all the time. We
No,
get
I'm
this
sorry.
pod.
No,
If
that
I
was
said that shit,
disrespectful.
let me say that shit. This podcast would have been canceled, bro. They would have been in your DM like, I can't believe you let him get on here and call us that. What's wrong with you? You ain't shit.
I
He ain't shit,
can't.
and y'all ain't funny.
Yo,
They would have been
yo,
going off on us on this shit, bro.
look, I'm
That shit would have
sorry.
been wild as fuck.
I forgot we were recording for a second, to be honest with you. So,
That's wild.
continue.
Yeah. Speaking of big women, that leads us to our final segment, another nerd corner, and
Yes.
a big woman just finished her TV show, She-Hulk. 9 episodes of that,
Yes.
featuring one of my
Yes.
favorite characters in all the comics, Matt Murdock,
Man.
Daredevil. I loved
Man.
it. They had a little scene where they hooked up. My man Matt had to take his Walker shave after smashing She-Hulk. Hey, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do
My
in the
thing is,
MCU.
bruh. First of all, both of them were some G's for that shit. They were. It was very classy how they both did it.
Well, yeah. The whole thing was. How do you feel about the whole series? Let's talk about the series as a whole. How do you feel
Mm.
about it? Where does it stand in your Marvel? Let's just do the TV shows. We're not gonna do the whole MCU because it's getting out of hand right now. We're gonna separate it from TV
Mm.
shows and the movies.
Yeah, I was
Where
about
does
to
it stand
say.
in your favorite Marvel TV shows? How do you feel about She-Hulk overall?
I won't say it's my favorite TV show, but it is one of my favorites because it's not very, very crazy, but it's funny. It brings the drama. You get the anxiety and watching your favorite character, but you also get to laugh. And then I don't know if y'all have watched the season finale.
Nah,
The
this
season
spoilers. This
finale
is
was
I'm gonna
good.
put it in the
Oh,
I'm gonna put it in
spoilers.
yeah, this is
Okay,
spoiler. I'm gonna put
okay,
it in the headline.
okay. All right,
She-Hulk
bet.
spoilers, She-Hulk
That
spoilers.
that season
No Black Adam
finale,
spoilers though. I saw that last night, but we're not gonna talk about
man.
that yet. We're gonna
We
talk about
not.
Black
We
Adam at another
not.
time. It
You
just came
right.
out. I'm gonna give y'all some time to see it. I know I'm a nerd. You guys see it when it first come out. Fuck
I
you. Yeah, I
wanted.
gotta see it when it first
Nah.
come out.
I
But
was
y'all
so
could go see
jealous.
it when y'all want. Back to She-Hulk.
I was so jealous. I texted this man as soon as the movie ended and was like, "What did you think?" Text me. I sent him with the eyes, like,
As far as
"Tell
the
me,
on the podcast,
tell me
my mouth
now."
is closed about it. But let's finish
That's
She-Hulk.
fair. That's fair.
She-Hulk.
Okay, so She-Hulk. So yeah, that final episode.
Hmm.
Mm, I wanted a lot of that to be true, but at the same time, I love that they broke the fourth wall. I love that it was this whole, hey, this is not realistic. What are you doing here?
Right.
And then talking to Kevin and talking to this whole AI and it was beautiful. It was amazing, and I loved for her entrance to not be super crazy, but at the same time, you take her serious. First of all, you're going to take her seriously because she's a Hulk. So it also introduced her femininity into all of this. And that's one of the biggest things that I love.
Yeah, as far as my favorite MCU shows, um let's see. I would say WandaVision, not in no particular order, but I think WandaVision is better. I
Mm,
think Loki is better.
Loki, my number one, to be
Ah,
honest.
I
Loki,
think
number one.
people might disagree with me here, but I think Hawkeye is better. And then I would have to put She-Hulk right there after Hawkeye.
Whew.
She-Hulk was really good though. It
Wow.
was really funny. It had a lot of guests. It was she. I would say this about She-Hulk. It probably was the most comic book accurate as far as her breaking the first wall and as far as her having a lot of features in her comics, you know what I'm
It
saying? And her
was.
featuring in a
It
lot of comics, you know
was.
what I'm saying? I
But
would say that. I would
yeah.
also say it was really good because it felt like it was really low stake. Not to shame it or nothing, but it felt like it was really low stakes, like the world wasn't on the line. So therefore I was able
Mm,
to laugh and relax a little bit and
that's
actually
true.
enjoy the show. You actually enjoy the show.
That's
Um,
true.
I love the final episode. Um,
What did you
going
think
to see.
about the Hulk in the show?
I'm happy that they got rid of the Hulk when they did
Yeah,
because it
yeah,
allowed, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
them to build the She-Hulk character as just an individual character. Um,
But not to. I'm glad they got rid of him when they did. It felt very appropriate because he was there enough to introduce her, but left at the right time. So you really weren't wondering, oh, where did Hulk go? Because you were already focused on Jennifer Walters.
right, and
So
when he popped up in the last episode, I was like, I'm happy
where
that
did this nigga come from?
right.
Like,
I was like, I'm happy
yeah.
they broke the fourth wall. Also, the the post credit scene when he showed up with his son. What you think about that? What you think about that? What
When
you think
he
about
showed
that?
up with his son, it made me that whole last episode, honestly, because even when it was the fake ending, it was like I need to know what he doing in Secret Wars because it's already telling me he's in Secret Wars. It's
Right.
already telling me he's a part of this. So I need to know where is he at? Where is the Hulk planet? Planet Hulk. Where is this in relation to all of these movies?
Right, right. When he left, I figured I mean, I thought that's where he was going, but when he came back with his son, I'm like, okay, is time different
With all the
there? Like, what?
tats, with
It
all the
was,
tats, and he looked like him, and I was
yeah, it was legit his son. That was his son. But I'm like, how
like,
did
bro,
it happen so fast? You feel me? Like, is time
facts.
different on that planet? Because your son
Mm.
grown now, and you ain't been gone. You ain't
Yeah,
been gone that long. Like, you have not been. So,
yeah.
like, was he already growing? Like, I just know. I want to know what the story. Where did he come from? Is
Cause
it
it
like
ain't even been a year
I know
in
how
in
it
that
happened in the
time.
comic. I know how it happened in the comics. I'm not. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
I
But
mean, we
like,
both know how it happened in the comics,
how is it?
but
What happened when he left in the show and came back with his son? Like, it's a lot of explaining to do there. You
but
know
in
what
the
I'm saying?
comics, it's so different versus She-Hulk versus his son's timeline.
But see
It's
that the
so
world,
different.
the World War Hulk thing, that could be a whole because they have to explain where he went and
Yes,
what happened, so we could wait to see that. But just
yes,
when are we going to get that explanation? It's not a Hulk movie in the in
that's
the
true.
in the you know what I'm saying? And what they released, they haven't said anything about a Hulk movie, so it's like when are we going to get the explanation of when he
I
went to
don't
go
know.
get
I
his son? You feel me?
don't know. I need a movie with Professor Hulk and with She-Hulk because I'd have had a
I think
conversation, a
She-Hulk is going to
very
show up in the Daredevil TV show.
oh, for sure. She done
It's like
fucked that
19
man.
episodes. It's like
She
19
done
episodes.
she got the bust down from that man. Nah, she definitely in that show. They definitely fucking in the MCU.
Right.
Uh, but I was
Or
very
Jen
upset.
Walters, whatever.
I was very upset to hear from a young man from my job. He was asking me, he was like, I don't get She Hulk. Like, she shouldn't be that powerful. And I was like, shouldn't she? She's a Hulk. And he was like, well, Scarlet Witch shouldn't be that powerful. And I was like, did you read the comics, baby?
Mm.
And he was like, I did read the comics, and the Illuminati, the Marvel Illuminati should have got her. And I was like, if you read the comics, you know that's a bad bitch right there. That's an unstoppable bad bitch right there. So
Yeah, I fuck with uh a lot of fuck. It was so many cameos in that joint to like. Okay, first, all right, the big cameo, of course, was Meg. All right, that was
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
But
I love. Ooh, I
uh,
did.
the Daredevil, I guess Daredevil might have could have been a big cameo as well.
Mm.
There was somebody, there was a dwarf or something from Asgard. Remember the lady from Asgard that was in the main joint?
Oh
She was in that joint.
yes,
Wong, how
yes.
can we forget Wong? Abomination. Like it was
Bro, it
so
was
many.
chock full to the point where she was like, "Whose show is this?" And I'm
Right,
like,
right, right.
"I
It's
mean,
so like
you're right."
we act like we could probably do a whole episode on just the cameos. Abomination was dope to see in that joint. Oh fuck,
Man,
yeah, man. Just the fucking yeah.
it was.
Definitely top five. I'm not gonna say top three. I put it at number four. Top
That's
five though.
fair. That's
Top
fair.
five
That's
TV
fair.
shows,
That's
MCU.
fair. Cause Loki is my number one. Loki is number one for me. Cause
Right.
I'm still waiting to see Kang the Conqueror.
We about to see him
Now,
real
and
soon.
we are. I'm waiting to see that shit. But I love the whole time continuum. I love that for Loki. I do. I love that for the whole show. It just it's like candy to me. I just want it. Like, give me more. Give me more. I was mad when the show ended and it just came out. And I was like,
Yeah, we got
ugh,
Wakanda Forever coming up, and that'll be the end of Phase
hey,
4. I
I'm
think I don't
upset.
know what's my favorite between Loki and WandaVision. I really don't. I might have to rewatch them to figure it out.
Mm,
But both those are my top two, and then it would be Hawkeye, and then it would be
okay. So
She-Hulk.
what you think about Black Adam? I know we switching that Marvel to not MCU to
I don't want to do Black Adam spoilers right now because it
nah.
just came out yesterday, and I know you
Okay.
haven't seen it, and I don't want to ruin it for
All
people.
right. So
I'm gonna
just in
give
the
it.
last,
We maybe could,
yeah.
wait till the next joint, and I'll give
Okay.
my
Just give us
opinion.
a little out of 10. What would you rate it? Just without any spoilers. What would you rate it? I know we only got a couple minutes left. What would you rate it?
I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. It get a good 8 out of 10. Shout out to The Rock, man. He did a good job, bro.
That's
I think he did a good
impressive.
job.
That's shout out to The Rock for real.
He
That
did a
man.
good job, man. It's like I've been watching The Rock since wrestling was WWF. It
Hey,
wasn't even
can you
WWE, bro.
smell?
It was
Right. Do
WWF.
you remember?
I remember it was
Oh,
WWF, bro. So it's like, yeah, bro. Shout out to The Rock, bro.
that is a
My
whole
man getting the
thing.
bag.
Wow.
It was cool though. But definitely go see it. And yeah, we probably talk about that on the next episode.
Yeah, tune
Like
in
Dr.
to
Dre and
next
them.
time.
You got
'Cause
anything before we get out?
I don't, but stay blessed, my friends. Thank you for joining us this week.
Stay blessed, stay funny. That was another funny podcast, episode 3, and we are out.
Yes.